Hi friends, Kestrel Hawkins here. Welcome to my home kitchen. Today I'm going to be making speed demon buns. Technically they're not really that fast, but they are same day buns that you can serve at dinner time if you start them in the afternoon. And what you will need is a couple of bowls. You're going to need some tepid water. You don't want it to be too hot. You're going to need these 2 whisks. And that's pretty much it as far as equipment is concerned. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my mixture here. So I've got 2 cups that I'm going to start off with my all-purpose flour blend. And I'm going to reserve a 3rd cup. I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to use, but I'm just going to set that aside. Move on to my... So I'm going to do the sugar first.
A whole 3rd cup, not a 3rd cup.
A whole cup, number 3. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And so I'm also going to use. Seems like kind of a lot of yeast, but for gluten-free, I just use a little bit more.
We're almost out.
Yeah. But you can get this at like the chef store. This is the SAF brick of yeast, and it's like a whole pound that I buy. And so in this bowl, I'm going to add 2 level tablespoons of psyllium husk powder. Is that showing up?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm just going to kind of spread that out on the bottom of my bowl here. So I'm going to start off, oh yeah, and also a good pinch of salt, like that much. It was probably about 2 teaspoons. And I'm going to whisk all of this together. And now I'm going to very quickly, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stabilize this because you don't want this flying around while you're trying to mix it. Oh, look, it matches my apron. So yeah.
Which you are the ingredient.
All right, so here we go. And I think I'm going to go this way. Yeah. So I'm just going to, as fast as possible, because this stuff will lump. Very, very fast. It gives you almost no grace period. And once it happens, it's really hard to recover from. All right, so that is done. And I'm going to let this sit for just like a minute or 2, not even a whole minute. We'll give this a couple of seconds. Set that aside. There we go. See how much it's already set up? Look at that. Mm-hmm. That is all you want. Immediately put this in your bowl. The longer you let it sit, the tougher your bread will be. So you want to get moving on this and you want to go fast.
Especially if you want nice soft buns.
Yep. And so also 2 tablespoons of oil. All right. So now I'm just going to start with my Danish whisk. And I'm just going to kind of bring flour up from the bottom and just kind of rotate it. And when it looks like it's at a good point that I can stick my hands in there, I will. And we're already to that point. This comes together very quickly. I love that about this recipe.
It kind of looks like...
It looks like rubber cement.
It looks like rubber cement, but it also kind of looks like mochi or Turkish delight.
A little. A lot easier process than those 2 things, though. Mm-hmm. Mochi and Turkish delight are both extremely labor intensive.
Yeah. And they don't taste anything like this.
No, they don't. So yeah, I like to knead in the bowl first. Kind of get it going. And yeah. Look at that. It's already really coming together. I may not even need that 3rd cup of flour this time. We'll see.
Yeah.
Once I get it onto the table and I work it for a couple of minutes, then I decide if I need more flour.
Work it, girl.
But you really don't want to do that right away or you'll end up needing to add more water, which is also, I mean, it's fine, but it's harder to recover from than just doing it right the first time. So, yeah. Going. This already feels like a really good texture.
Mm-hmm. Also kind of reminds me of like the process of making boba.
A little.
Like the big tapioca pearls.
Yeah. You make snacks when you make boba.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that sometime. It'd be fun.
Yeah, we should. God, homemade boba is so good.
It is. Fresh boba is delicious. And it's not that hard. All right, so now I'm going to take a little bit of this at a time. So just like that much. I'm going to start working it in. And the point where you stop is when it stops sticking to your hands. It's kind of a little like working with glutinous flour in reverse in that way. Gluten-free flour, especially this blend, has a tendency to kind of blend in a little too much. So you just need to add a little bit more of it to keep going. This is feeling really nice. Maybe just a tiny bit more. So that was probably about maybe a third of a cup. And I think I'm probably going to stop at this point. But I am going to need it a little bit more. What you're looking for is something that's very smooth and cohesive, that doesn't stick to your hands, and feels can you see the texture?
Yeah.
See that? See how nice and supple that is?
Mm-hmm.
You don't really want to go any more than that because it will have a lot of rise inhibition, and you don't want it to be inhibited when it rises.
Yeah.
Now this feels wonderful. This is the perfect. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Look at how beautiful this is.
Gorgeous, splendid.
And this is going to make a surprising number of rolls, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to get 6 to 8 out of this. But yeah, see how I'm roll, press, just like that. And we are to a point that I am happy with this texture. So right now I'm going to stop. I'm just going to flip this over. Actually, I think I'm going to use the other bowl because it will rise a bit. And if there's a little bit of flour, it's okay. So we're just going to allow this to rise for 1 hour. In half an hour, I will come back in here and I will turn my oven on to 550 degrees. At that point, these puppies will come into play. You can do this with a pizza steel. You can do this with a pizza stone if you have one. These are pizza tiles, and they're really versatile. You can use them in your oven at home. You can use them on your barbecue outside. And I have a really good recipe for that soon that I'll show you. So we will be back in we'll be back in half an hour and I'll show you what I do. All right, so we're back. This has risen quite a bit.
She has risen.
Yeah, let's take a look at the inside of it just to see what we got going on here. Look at that.
Very gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Very nice.
So now I'm going to degas it.
It's gonna fart.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just kind of giving it a good roll. And this will also help to rehydrate it if it's lost any moisture. And mine has a little bit, but it's not too bad. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to portion it out. And I'm not flouring my board here because I'm doing something a little different. Okay. I'm actually just gonna,
Might as well.
Yeah. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to separate it into thirds because I'm doing a platted bun. So just want to make sure that we get as much air out as possible. These will rise again, it's fine. snake.
Or a worm.
Yeah, kind
A
of a
worm.
kind of a chubby worm, but kind of a short snake.
Have you ever seen those big earthworms? They're just like really long and thick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Earthworms are cool.
Yeah. They're so cool.
Nature's rototillers.
Mm-hmm.
Join. And this will fill in. It's not going to be like a bagel. All right, so we will be back when I'm done with this.
Yay!
Okay, so one thing I want to show you. You may want to go through and because you're making so many of these from this batch, it will stick to your hands a little bit. So you're going to have to you'll have to rinse them probably once or twice in the process. You don't want your hands to be too wet though, because you want the element of stickiness between your hands and the table so that the snakes will roll. But also watch what I'm doing with my hands when I roll the snake. So I start off like this. And as I go, I kind of roll and move my hands apart as I'm rolling it. So that is what will lengthen it. And you just want to make sure that you have the right texture between yourself, the table, and the dough so that it sticks to the table, but also, just enough so that you can roll it and get something good out of it. So now I'm going to take this.
Bun.
I am going to get a little bit of damp kitchen paper and I will cover these, and they need to rest for 20 minutes. Okay, so this does not need to be soaking wet.
Just
but
damp enough.
Just damp enough, and we're just going to cover this.
Oh.
It's okay. Actually, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll cover this side. And the only reason I have this on this sheet right now is because it's easier to transfer it over to my oven. But once I do that, I'll show you what I do next, because there's a little bit of a trick to getting them into the oven. All right. Okay, we're back. So these have grown a bit. I'm going to go ahead and spray them with water. And I'm doing this because this will help with the crust of this bread. It'll make a nice bubbly crust to the top of it. And I'm going to move quickly over here to my oven, which has my tiles inside. On the bottom, you want to remove all of the racks aside from the one that the tiles are on, because you don't want to risk burning yourself here. Very important that you don't. So now we're closing this up, and this is going to take about 12 minutes. Okay, we're back. So I am going to go over here and I'm going to collect these from the oven now. And I've got a very thin spatula for this, because if they stick at all, you want that. This works really well. It's like a tiny peel. And this will be hot. Looks like they scorched a little on the bottom, but that's okay.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. So now we are going to allow this to cool. Well, actually, let's do a little test to make sure we're actually done. Okay, so I'm just going to take its temperature real quick and make sure we want this to be at least 210 degrees. And carryover will help with that. Let's check this one.
Can't really see it very well.
That's all right. We are there. So these are ready. I'm going to allow them to cool for 1 hour before I cut into them. And then we'll be back.
Awesome.
Yep. Okay, we're back. And this
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
turned out really nice. Okay, let's see how it looks when I cut into it. It's cutting very nicely. Kind of perfect. Ooh, would you look at that? Look at that open crumb.
Beautiful.
What do you say?
Gorgeous.
Yeah. The gorgeous.
Splendid.
Just in time for some chicken.
Yippee!
All right.
Chicken.
Yep. Should I put a little on here?
Yeah.
All right. Let's give this a try. I'll probably put more on this later in a minute, but just to try the bread. Mmm. Mmm. Perfect. It's perfect. So good. So yeah, make this. I will include the recipe for my flour blend. You can also do this with a 1-to-1 mix. It will work. And yeah, be excellent to each other, everyone. And I hope that you have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next time. Like, share, subscribe. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.